Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Eating Bacon with Bobtheorc. And tonight I have a bunch of my friends. We're going to all hang out online. We're going to eat some bacon or other tasty foods. We're going to drink some tasty beverages. We're going to hang out, have a good time, have a positive conversation, and let's see what happens. This is kind of a test video, just to sort of see how we can do with this format. And here we are. So in Discord, we have my buddy Kamikaze, who's in the party in World of Warcraft. Kamikaze,
Hey,
say
how's
hi.
it going?
And
Hello.
and then I also have Vorgath, who's in the party. Another guy I've been gaming with for a long time. Vorgath, you say hi.
Yeah, hello, folks.
And then I also have a buddy of mine from Mech Warrior Online, Panzer McGear. And he's not in WoW with us, but he's hanging out as well. Panzer, you want to say hi?
Good evening, everyone.
There we go. So, this is going to be kind of a free form. I don't really have any good. I don't have any really good topics prepared or anything like that. So, we're just going to go do a little bit of questing, a little bit of just easy stuff, and we're going to try and see. Ideally, we want to be able to carry on a good conversation while playing a game. Make sure the format works, and if this works out okay, then we'll do a series of videos, and hopefully it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll just take it from there. So I'm gonna hop on the flight master. Do we want to try and do that party level sync again, Vorgath? I don't know how you did that. I'm not actually very good at questing. All right. Outstanding. I've been sort of a noob, and I haven't really done my appropriate leveling because I've been busy with work, so I am way behind everybody. Also,
Where are we headed?
we're heading to Maldraxxus, that terrible place with all the psycho undead that just seem to want to kill each other. I know, right? I hate that place. We're going to power through those quests. I've got bacon. I have this new air fryer that's awesome, and I also have some gravy from the local diner that I picked up earlier. And it is very good. So what's everybody been up to? I haven't seen you guys in a while. I've been busy with work.
Work.
A little bit of work too. A lot of this game, honestly. Like, they actually made normal raid hard. Like they overtuned it.
Right.
But aside from that, you can still do a fair bit of Mythic Plus, and it's pretty good. And they actually made PvP relevant. They got like honor vendors. You upgrade your gear with honor, and you get conquest too. It's pretty good. Unfortunately for me, I suck at all of this, so I just do world quests a lot.
Am I gonna have to start PvPing again? Because
Well, if you like PvP, there's plenty of it, and they made regular battlegrounds and rated battlegrounds relevant.
Well, I love PvP. The problem is that I'm an adult and I have a life now, and I can't spend like 8-10 hours a day grinding for High Warlord, and so I'm hesitant to get into that again. The nice thing about PvPing on Mech Warrior, that's kind of my PvP game. You're in and out in 10-15 minutes and you're done. But in WoW, it's a grind. And
Well, a friend of mine, he sometimes just, lets another friend of his play on his account to grind it out. They all get to enjoy the experience of WoW, and then when time calls, go to the battlegrounds.
yeah, I know a lot of people do that. I'm not going to take the chance on that because I know some people who've gotten banned for that kind of stuff. And
Gotta
and
keep
so
it all under wraps.
well, I'm not gonna take that kind of chance. Plus, I don't. I know that. So like back in the day when we were grinding for High Warlord, there was this guy. Oh, what was his name? I think it was like Hercules or something. Anyway, so we were the #1 PvP team on Horde on Draenor back in vanilla. We took all the top PvPers, and we had Tuna and Shadiest and all the first High Warlords, Valise, and we just smashed through knocking out High Warlords, and we would just win games so quickly we could rack up the honor. But then there are these other guys who they'd have their kids and their other family members and friends. They'd all just be playing 24/7. And I want to say that some of them got in trouble for it, not all of them. We never ratted them out, although it was kind of a pain to have to compete with them.
What exactly did they do wrong?
Well, at the time, and maybe it's changed, but at the time, because Getting High Warlord was very competitive back then. You just had to just grind honor constantly, and so how you ranked up, it was based on who on where you were on your standings for that given week. So, like if you wanted to get High Warlord, you had to be a Warlord rank, and then you had to be the top. I want to say you had to be a first place for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row. Maybe it's only 2. I'd have to ask my brother. But I
don't think account sharing was allowed.
No, account sharing was certainly not allowed back then because it gave people an unfair advantage in the grind to High Warlord, because getting High Warlord gave you...
it hurts the corporation's pockets.
Yeah, well, it gave you a huge advantage in gear, whereas nowadays the PvP gear is not as good for rating, so it may not make as big of a difference. But I don't... I would be hesitant. I wouldn't suggest people share accounts. Or I know that some parents will let their kids play occasionally, things like that, or they'll have their own characters. But I think sharing characters is still a big no-no because of the grind.
Well, mostly because it hurts the corporation's pockets.
It probably is. I mean, although I don't think Blizzard's short on money right now. I think they're making bank.
No, but capitalists, they always want to make more.
Well, it's like you're gonna have every single person who actually works for Blizzard is gonna be like starving to death, and they'll be like eating ramen, and Bobby Kotick will just be looking at them like, "Get back to work,
What's
peasant."
this Leatherface Stitcher? What on earth is that?
Kidding.
I think the last time I played World of Warcraft was when it was recommended to me that it was in its peak golden age, and that was Burning Crusade.
Burning Crusade was nice. That was my favorite expansion.
Oh, leatherworking. This guy has nothing new to offer me.
Yeah, I'm still enchanting and tailoring. I know.
Like I said, you're gonna want enchanting. When you get it to max, you convert tailoring, leatherworking, and blacksmithing items, and that'll allow all of those ones are required to make that high-end stuff, the legendary crafting husks, as I call them.
Yeah, you're gonna have to probably guide me a little bit on that once you get off the whatever that is. You'll have, I always am terrible about keeping up with what you're supposed to do these days. I've gotten so lazy.
I'll give you an example. These are the ones I usually make here. You rank them up by making 15 of them, but not all of it levels up. You just get that one ranked up. So you basically just pick the one you want to use as your main and just do it yourself.
Hey, I just noticed something. Are we collecting dead bodies and putting them on the pallet for the 2 owl things to carry?
Bring out your dead.
Is that really what we're doing?
Not that we can see that.
Oh, well, yeah. So you're up to the late part of the Meldraxxus questline, eh?
I hope so. I want to get out of here as quick as possible.
Yeah, they made this shit pretty fucked up this time around.
Yeah,
I think it literally turns one of the what are they the Kyrian the owl guys. I forget what
I
they
don't
call
know.
that. Yeah, so I think one of them actually goes mute or something after being so terrified of this horrible place.
Why are they just carrying? Haven't you guys invented wheels yet? I mean, what? Look at this shit.
You know what?
They're just
We
fucking.
can't actually see it.
Oh, you can't. Man, they're carrying this pallet, and we're just piling on dead bodies, and I'm like, what the hell, man? Get some fucking wheels.
I like how it's like in Vanilla WoW they were like, oh, we got Karazhan Crypts. This place is just extremely disturbing. All these dead bodies hanging upside down. Meanwhile, here we are. We got this dead Ed Kieran just hanging from a meat hook.
Yeah, this is kind of a disturbing place. I don't like this.
I like how mod Draxus is all this stuff about honor and glory, and yet
That's
there's
a
still
level
stuff like
60
this.
elite. I don't.
Yeah, we don't need to touch him.
No. I'm gonna. I
think
need
you
to.
fight him later on the quests.
Yeah, the problem is that Aggro Fury here likes to jump around targets and aggro's everything, which is normally great from a tanking perspective, or from
You
a
want
low-level
this?
questing. What is it?
Yeah.
Do I want what?
I just got a green.
Oh, okay. Now
It'll
Yeah, let's
scale
just-
because
let's
we're in
just-
the party sync.
let's just get past these guys. We'll kill him. I'm just gonna jump over here and get away from that big, nasty, whatever the hell that thing is, construct. I mean, that is a creepy dude. So, what I'm hoping to do with this format, I don't have an exact format for. I want to do like a casual conversation content. And you know what's nice about WoW is it's a casual enough game these days that you just I can just mindlessly kill things and not have to, I don't have to really think that hard about. I don't have to really think that hard about any of this. We go into this door,
honestly.
and whereas some games are too serious and I can't, we can't really have a conversation on it. And ideally, so like I made this video the other night talking about things that I learned just from surviving through last year. And last year was actually, as much as it sucked, it was actually a good year in the end because it forced me to fix my attitude. Actually, let's hear what this guy has to say, and then I'll tell you my thought. It's just turning in
We're not
quests.
actually on the same quest as you. You'll have to do this part on your own, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Stand together.
Yes, we stand together.
Yeah, I think we missed picking up the quest for this.
Can't I just sync again, or
Oh yeah, you can share the quest. You should be able to get it.
let me see how I can do that. I've gone all these expansions without ever really questing.
Oh man, you missed out.
Well, so like
You know,
in
quick segue. If I'm not mistaken, the Valise that you're talking about, did you know that he's actually went into professional Age of Empires 2?
Wouldn't surprise me.
If it's the same guy,
Um,
he's pretty good.
because he
I-
played
I saw him
in
the
vanilla, his
World Champ-
yeah, in vanilla he played an undead, a female undead priest, shadow priest named Velise, VELISE or ESC, and then he had and he was badass. And how we actually got Velise to High Warlord was in the Arathi base, and I'd guard the blacksmith flag, and he'd hide his little undead tune in the bush down the hill, and the undead was so small that you couldn't see him. He was just standing in there, right? And so I'd be sitting there on the flag, and piles of alliance would come and attack me, and I just thunderclap to knock him off the flag, because you had to go uninterrupted, right? And every time they'd start to hurt me, Velise would toss me a heal, and nobody ever found him. And so the joke was that I was the world boss of Arathi Basin because I was just unkillable. Because every time I'd hit half health, they'd say that I'd go into, Bobtheorc's now entering phase 2, and I'd get healed up again. And they never really figured out what we were doing, which was pretty good. I'm gonna get you
Well
two.
played. Good strat.
Oh, it was lovely. So that's how that was my PvP. I just what on earth am we? I have to vestigial
quests.
animate destroyed. Oh, I have to go basically like hit things. Okay, I'm good at hitting things.
Oh,
So
by the way, don't fight the big guy. You saw that huge barrier that was in our way?
yeah,
After you do that, you get this huge construct or something, and Helps you. It allows you to kill that big guy, Baron Hallis.
Okay, because I don't want to get too close because I am
There's also
concerned.
quests over here we missed apparently.
I don't want to. I don't. I mean, do we have to do all the quests?
Those
I
are
just
the
wanna-
ones that Bob just did when we.
Yeah, I
were going
sort of,
around.
yeah, I sort of just want to get out of the zone, but I don't want Big Fatty to aggro me. I mean, maybe we could take him.
No,
No,
we
that's
gotta,
that's a
kill him
boss.
with the construct.
Okay, so let's.
Yeah, we gotta go back to where we were through this hallway down here.
All right,
Well,
I've got to kill more of these vestigial.
Oh yeah, we only got 2 of those so far. How do we do that? Oh right.
I mean, ideally, my Thunder Fury will just aggro a bunch of these, and I'll just.
No, they're untargeted. Gank them up.
I know they're untargetable, but I aggroed some earlier because the unless you guys pulled them. But I thought I aggroed them earlier because my Thunder Fury lightning triggered them. Unless I missed that. Maybe you guys are just grabbing them and I didn't notice. All right, I'm done with those.
Same.
Let's go on up. I gotta go turn this thing in. Oh yeah, so what I was saying earlier is that this past year, even though it was really difficult, it forced me to rethink a lot of stuff and sort of change my attitude. And
what was wrong with your attitude?
what? Well, I was taking things too seriously, and whenever I'd have a setback in life, I take it really personally. I get upset, and I refocused my priorities. And something my dad had said when I was a kid is that don't worry about the stuff that you can't do anything about because you can't do anything about them. And that sort of became very relevant. Man, that was good bacon. I can't believe you don't like bacon, Kamikaze.
Yeah, it's just not my thing, honestly.
No.
This guy hasn't shown up. Maybe we might have to do those other 2 quests.
Such abhorrent cruelty.
Speak with Thales.
I am listening.
How would you breach the barrier?
Do not abandon hope.
Alright, I spoke with him.
Welcome, Mawwalker.
Here. Follow my directions. I'm not really sure what, is this the construct I used to... Bile spewers destroyed? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Unless I can walk... Oh, I can walk through it. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go disable that.
He will know that I, Malkritz, have completed his research, forging
Alright, so I can...
flesh into the ultimate.
Okay, this is kind of okay, whatever.
He will also notice that you failed to purge the flesh of its memories before assembling. Nonsense. Once we embed a Maltrax
Okay, this is,
will squelch any remaining echoes of
and then I guess I click on this thing. It's just sort of a walkthrough and click on stuff. Alright. Oh,
I
is that-
just
there we
saw
go.
it move.
I just saw it move.
Corps are fighting to take control of the construct.
Defeat Sharons the Flesh Crafter and what, the construct made it. I don't really understand what we're supposed to do. I guess I walk towards the circle. But anyway, so no, I used to get really discouraged by setbacks, and now I just sort of learned how to take everything in stride.
That's still, a pretty good thing to learn, honestly.
No, it is, and it's helped me a lot. Yeah, so what's interesting, I can kill the crap out of things and tank while talking, because I don't really have to think about playing WoW, I just sort of do it. but doing like reading the quest text and actually figuring out what on earth they want us to do, that's difficult for me.
By the way, I just realized we're killing all these things and you're not on our mini-map, so you're not getting credit for it.
Well, he's already done this. We didn't have the quest that he was on when he did that.
Oh, so do I have to share?
Well, we're just knocking it out anyway.
Oh, okay.
We're just gonna steamroll anyway.
So I examined the thing. Where am I?
Do not harm it.
I'm not gonna harm it. I don't even know what
I
the hell it
should,
is.
Probably mention something. When you get to 60, it's going to take you a long while before you're geared enough to be able to take on multiple enemies at a time, because they made us a lot weaker without their corruptions and all that.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So it's going to be painful for
Really?
a
So
while.
even as a prot warrior, I'm not going to be able to tank a bunch of stuff?
Okay, my bad. I was referring from a DPS perspective.
I don't know. I guess it'll be interesting to see.
Well, you won't be able to tank as many as you used.
So I shouldn't just jump in the middle of like 30 things.
By the way, I should probably mention warriors aren't exactly in a good position right now. I mean, just generally.
Warriors are never in a good position. Blizzard hates warriors. It's a labor of love.
I got this old picture I found a while back, and it's basically, okay, try to picture like levers, and they are all on-off levers, but instead it's like buff and nerf. And the warrior one looks somewhat like a car's gear stick, like a manual transmission. Yeah. So
All right,
exactly.
we're almost caught up.
All right, so I'm just gonna. Oh, this is cool. So I'm in this construct. And I just smash things.
Oh, you were at that part.
Rawr! Orc smash.
Bloody oath! You're gonna say this big guy here get chunked. Are you doing damage to them while you're running away, Bolgath?
I don't know what that was.
Oh no, it's a siphon essence from some of the ads. My voice going a little croaky.
Oh, this is good. What, your voice?
Oh, just yeah. I'm drinking some orange juice. I'm trying to lay off the alcohol.
Oh, that's a good thing.
I
Yeah,
suppose
speaking of
so.
which, South Africa went into its second phase of lockdown. Hooray.
Oh yeah, I heard you guys were like no more alcohol or something.
Yeah, until
No.
the 14th. It's so weird. Like,
What does alcohol have to do with? I don't understand what the.
Okay, so you have to understand that there's a problem in this country. And that problem is that a lot of people in this country just simply can't hold their liquor.
Okay.
So this is why, even without lockdowns, long before this,
Should we not
liquor
talk
stores
about
are closed on Sundays, because if it weren't, nobody would arrive on work on Monday, or they would, and they would have a complete hangover.
Well, liquor
and no
stores
work.
are closed on Sundays in Oklahoma also, but I think that's for.
Yeah, but in most
religious
American
reasons.
cities, you can find like 24-hour liquor drive stores 7 days a week.
Yeah, like Walmart or something. You can get beer, I think.
Yeah, here in South Africa, it's just flatly illegal. And so with the lockdown, with a lot of people having to stay at home, you can imagine that's not a very good combination for people who are usually out and about, extremely extroverted.
Right.
So domestic abuse starts skyrocketing, and the government thinks this is because of the influence of alcohol. And so government has to be like adults and take the alcohol away from their petulant children that can't control themselves when they are inebriated.
That's
Now, what's even worse is that they also, luckily I stocked up before they do this. And the first time we locked down from 17, it was from the 14th of March to the, I think it was until somewhere late August we finally opened up again. And they also banned smoking, because apparently that's a lot of people here in South Africa, they share a cigarette because it's too expensive to buy your own pack. And, that's how the virus gets transmitted more.
Huh.
And so the government has to be, the condescending parents and take away all the fun stuff from the minors, i.e. the population. And just like that, overnight, they made 11 million South Africans criminals. Because obviously, if you can't get it legally, where else are you going to get it?
Right, right. That. Huh.
Yeah, I can't get through that barrier. I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong.
Did you click on the wing construct thing?
Winged construct?
Should be right in front of the barrier.
'Cause I'm just walking out. So this is like a undead construct that casts like divine stuff.
No, I can't see it. I don't have access to it.
Quickly.
Was it for a
Weird.
particular quest?
Did you
Hmm.
you talk to what's his face?
He doesn't have anything to say. He's just like an NPC with nothing to say. I'll see if there's another quest. I can't recall.
I just made it out. So. Wait. So they're banning alcohol and smoking. I don't. So how does alcohol
Yeah.
spread? I mean, I can understand if they're sharing cigarettes that you're not really supposed to do that. Why
I
are
find
they?
it hilarious because they're still
it-
selling the things illegal, and now there's people in the streets killing each other over a bottle of wine.
Now, with the alcohol, is that because drunk people will like slobber all over each other, or?
No, because they get violent, and so the hospitals would be overrun with injuries from stabbings and shootings and whatnot, and they wouldn't be able to treat the sick, the corona patients.
That's kind of crazy. Oh,
Here, the liquor
cutscene.
stores didn't shut down at all.
Same.
weren't
I
the?
didn't-
I want to say that the liquor stores were deemed essential businesses in Oklahoma or something.
They were here in Australia.
I find it extremely irresponsible that they would just automatically close it without forewarning. There's a lot of people that are actually heavily addicted to alcohol, and you can die from alcohol withdrawal syndrome.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I never
this is
became
the
a
one
heavy
reason
drinker.
that
That's
it's
why it was
in most
labeled
American
essential
prisons.
here.
Huh.
Yeah, same in Canada. There's many reasons why they even allow prescription alcohol in American prisons because they need to wean you off of it.
Well,
Cold turkey withdrawal from a serious alcohol addiction, you betcha, it can kill you.
Well, I know that the marijuana dispensaries were deemed essential because a lot of people have their medical marijuana cards and use it for painkillers or whatever it is that you do with medical marijuana.
I mean, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of good people in America that suffering from an extreme cancer, and they swear by it that
Yeah.
BD oil, cannabis oil, it does the trick. It alleviates much of the great pain, and it's better than getting high or getting addicted to morphine or.
I mean, if it works.
Sure, this might be a bit anecdotal that I'm only hearing this from friends, but it's good people that I can trust. I can converse and talk with a lot of them. They have a good head on their shoulders. They're not just your typical degenerate reprobate that smoke weed every day.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm allergic to weed, so I can't go near this stuff anyway.
I have never heard of more. I mean, a lot of people would simply laugh you out of the room if you said that.
No, it's the marijuana and hops. I go into anaphylactic shock because marijuana, the hops in beer, it's not as bad. But no, my throat seizes up. Apparently, it happens. It's rare, but it happens.
This is the first I've ever heard of that.
No.
For myself, I'm allergic to beer. I mean, I can drink a Guinness because that's a stout. It's different. The hops are brewed in a completely different way. But a regular beer, like a white
Huh.
Claw's not a beer. But, like a regular beer, like any normal beer, what have you, I'd get an anaphylactic shock from that. So that's why
Yeah,
I don't drink beer.
Yeah, no, it always made it difficult because I couldn't go to a lot of concerts because there would be
Cannabis
a
smokers.
lot of pot smokers there. And
Personally,
so-
myself, I have nothing against it. I just can't stand the smell, the taste, and what it does to my head. I feel lazy, incompetent, and it makes me realize of how much of a shell of a human being I am.
Well, I mean that's a legit point. I'm gonna try and fly down to front and center and power the Rune of Might. So I guess let's see if I can flight path down there.
I'm still trying to catch up. I better open the barrier up.
Oh, okay. You want us to wait?
And then, I don't. Up to you. I mean, I don't know.
Because all that's sort of a solo thing. I don't know if there's anything I can do to help.
I don't know about you all feel, but I certainly had. I was jumping for joy when people started talking about peak oil theory. I was like, oh,
No, what's
try out
what no what's this peak? What? Say that again.
peak oil theory.
What's peak
What's
oil
that?
theory?
So there's two parts of this conspiracy theory. First one is that the global oil companies in the world are saying, "Oh no, the oil's running out. We're gonna have to charge higher for our remaining stocks that we have because sooner or later, by 20x20 or something, well, it's supposed to be like 2020, all the oil is supposed to be used in the world.
Right. No, I heard of that.
And
Yeah.
no more oil." Now, the
Ah,
other
let me-
part of the conspiracy theory is that oil companies are lying and they have plenty of reserves and they're just drumming up this conspiracy theory so that they can charge more for their product.
Well, I know that that OPEC regulates a lot of the oil prices, and that they'll sometimes flood the market because I think I read somewhere where like Saudi Arabia was got into a tiff with Russia, and so they flooded the market with
Yeah,
cheap
it's a
oil
1960s oil crisis.
just to trash. No, this is more recently where they flooded the market with oil to trash the oil prices, and it really screwed over Russia.
Yeah, because Russia really relies on that petrodollar.
But
Yep.
I guess with some of
Well, do
the
they?
oh yeah, no, Russia's very dependent on exporting their natural resources. At least that's my understanding. I'd have to talk to some of my Russian friends to confirm it, but that's what I've been
this
told.
is the biggest reason why. This is why the Democrats, well,
Should
some
we
of
continue
the
this?
politicians, and that's why they have such large connections with China, and that's why they keep pushing about.
Well, I think people all over
Russia.
the place have connections with China. I was a
Any of your big business moguls, but yeah.
yeah, I think it goes on both sides.
But that's the reason why they're pushing for like a Russia narrative, because if America ever makes an economic steadfast alliance with Russia, they will solidify their political power in the world for the next 200 years
I don't.
at least.
I'm not sure what I.
There are numerous advantages to gain from an economical
Well,
and
I
financial alliance between Russia and America.
Well, I know that. I mean, at least on WoW, I've played a lot with a lot of, Russian players and whatnot, and in MechWarrior also there's a lot of Russian players,
Mm-hmm.
and so like the people get along fine. I think the problem is that the governments don't really. I don't want to get all utopian and stuff, but it seems that a lot of these conflicts that we're always dealing with seem very very artificial. That the people themselves don't really have any ill will towards each other. By and large, at least.
You're absolutely correct there.
And I'm probably biased because when I'm gaming with people, everybody's all sort of like-minded. We're all hanging out, playing games, and enjoying each other's company.
Having a
So
good
it's not.
time.
Yeah. So it's not.
No, but the reason why this whole happens is I think that there's a media spin to cast Russia in a bad light. Communist, corrupt, is
No, there's
because
nothing
what's
communist at all.
what's Russia and America's #1 competitor for economy? China.
Well, I think
Ooh.
the European Union as a
And
whole.
the biggest thing that China can be afraid of is if Russia and America solidifies an economical alliance. That would mean they would corner China on the market for that.
Probably.
I think that the one of the ideas behind the European Union was they wanted to create a powerful trading bloc that could compete toe to toe with Russia, China, and America.
That is actually a secondary objective. The primary objective was to never start a world war again.
Europe does kind of have a problem with well, I mean they had two problems with that. I don't know if that'll happen a third time though. What on earth am I supposed to search for survivors near the house of? Why did these guys have me just running all over the damn place everywhere?
They're actually
There's like an overarching quest to basically Try to think like the Legend of Zelda. How you gotta collect all these damn things. It's like this, but it's with the 5 houses of Maldraxxus to basically open up this area in the seat of the Primus.
Got it. Legend of Zelda.
Basically,
Or
Okay.
like Assassin's Creed Ubisoft. Go and collect all these collectibles across the map.
I never played
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, but I'm all about putting together the Triforce.
Oh,
So,
alright then.
I like how this construct is spewing very light energy. It's
Oh, I don't-
awesome.
you can drop f-bombs, just don't go overboard on it. I mean, look, we all know that you're Australian, so there's a little bit of extra latitude.
Yeah, Mike.
Can I
G'day,
say the
guys.
C word? Oh yeah, sweet. Sup, guns. Will I fight you in the bush? Stab ya.
And that's not really a word we say much in North America.
Lately.
Sup,
Sorry, say again.
Relieving a construct escape.
So,
Where am I supposed to go?
here's what I really like about internet gaming, and what I really appreciate it, is that, you know, we're 4 different people from 4 completely different parts of the world. I mean, yeah, Vorgath's kind of in the suburbs of the United States because he's just in. Well, Vorgath's in northern Canada though, so but
More like middle.
middle Canada, okay. But the point is, you know,
Oh,
We've-
dangerously Quebec.
yeah, we've got you know, we've got Panzer from South Africa, we've got Kamikaze from Australia.
Who's half German at that?
Yeah, you know.
Bin halt Deutsch, natürlich.
Yeah, see, there you go. I'm a Greek guy from the U.S. and Vorgath's a Canadian who likes to fall off bridges.
What?
Just me killing myself.
Just in
It's
game.
in the game.
Yeah, no. One of the running gags that we have, Panzer, is that if there's something, it's like, hey Vorgath, let's see if if you can fall off that thing. I'll try it. He'll just jump off the side of something and.
Well, one memorable one was Terran Gorefiend
Don't.
in Warlords. And
Yeah.
oh, I saw a little thing floating over there. I jump over to it. It's not solid.
Yeah, and just down he goes.
Oh no, no collisions.
Yeah. Man, I am out of bacon. I've already eaten quite a bit though. I probably shouldn't. I'll make more later.
Should I keep doing these quests, or I should just follow you back to where you were?
Either way, go ahead and follow me. I gotta do bug bites and spores galore, I
I
guess.
got a fun story for you. So, years ago, when my hemorrhoids could still take it, I
Oh,
would make bacon that my housemates would they would call it the biohazard. Where it's I just slap the bacon, let it lather a little bit in its own fat. No olive oil, nothing. And then I just lay on that cayenne pepper like it's cake powder. Add some paprika, some chili pepper seeds,
Ooh,
a
I
little
see
bit of
it.
black
I'm gonna kill it.
pepper. And when I start sizzling that, when I flip that bacon over so it can start sizzling on that cayenne pepper, it creates these noxious gases that make everyone's eyes tear in the house. Oh man, they hated Wednesday breakfast. Hated it.
So we had a
Delicious. If it doesn't make your eyes water, it's not good enough.
couple of the guys from work decided that they were going to see. One of the guys is Cajun, and the other guy's from Ethiopia. They both are always trying to one up each other on who can deal with the spiciest food.
what's Cajun, by the way? I've heard about that.
Cajun is from Louisiana. You know, they're Louisiana of kind of like a French type heritage. They love spicy food,
Oh.
or at
Oh,
least,
yeah. Cajun
or le-
chicken is amazing.
or at least,
never
or at least
had
that's what Pip claims. And so they got into a one-upmanship over who could eat the spiciest thing. They both ended up getting upset stomachs and missed a couple days of work because they just couldn't. They just had to one up. What on earth am I supposed to be? I have to kill these bloated venom sacs. You know what? I'm just gonna walk through the valley and just murder everything. I think that's my plan. That's my plan.
And then you see these glowing vines here, Bob. You gotta pull on them.
Okay. Why do I have to fall over after grabbing a glowing vine? That seems kind of dumb. I mean, you'd think that after years of having to pull on glowing vines that I'd learn how to not fall over when I pull something out of the damn ground. But no, what I think is really cool about gaming on the internet is I've managed to meet people from all over the world, and by and large, with a few exceptions.
A few bad eggs here and there.
Yeah, but by and large, everybody gets along fine, and I don't know what I just aggroed from up
It does
above.
take a lot of effort to be a gamer. You gotta go and set up your PC unless you're lazy and you pre-bought something. And it takes dedication, to get plugged in, get online. Most millennials can do it these days in a heartbeat, but still, for us older generation
I'm
folks,
pretty sure millennials are getting old now, isn't it? Like the Generation Z or the Zoomers or whatever they're calling it.
The Zoomers now. But yeah, they know these things by heart because they were taught by millennials.
Oh crap! This thing is actually an elite, and he's hurting me. I better.
But it does take a lot of dedication to get online, get in the community, get with the group, and that's a common goal that everyone can share. And so everyone tries to put their best foot forward. Of course, the internet is the new Wild West of the world, so it's like trolls or hackers.
Well, I think it depends on where.
Undesirables.
I would say that the internet used to be the Wild West of the world, but a lot of these social media platforms are very regulated, or not. I don't want to say regulated, but they're
I'm
very.
not talking about social media platforms. That's like Ivory Tower Plaza.
Right. But a lot of people consider the social media platforms to be the internet, whereas like the actual raw internet from the old days, that's
tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, I don't use social media. I've never used Facebook or any of that. I was just like, I don't know about this. Plus, like,
Actually, you shouldn't. So there's a study that I read last year that so it came out in the news that a lot of these social media guys like Zuckerberg and whatnot, they won't let their kids be on social media, and because psychological studies have found that it not only is it addictive, but it causes depression and other things. And so one of the things that I did this year, despite being largely isolated, was I massively cut back on my social media usage, and I've been I've had a much more positive attitude since then. And that certainly made a big difference. Because on social media, everybody's just bitching and arguing and looking to one up each other, and there's a lot of
I got tired of that
alone.
yeah,
Facebook.
Twitter too. Oh, it's really weird. I've kind of never really considered Twitter social media.
It's literally the pulse of the internet. Well, political community at least. This is where rallies are organized and.
I don't
things.
I've always been more of I don't know. I've always been more of a 4chan person, honestly.
Long-term 4chaner years, well.
Well,
I wouldn't consider that social media.
That, I don't know.
Of course, if you go to poll, you can find plenty of credible information if you know how to sift through the shills.
Yeah, true.
Well, there's a variety of. I mean, there's a variety of things out there, but I mean, because I guess when most people think of the internet, they're just thinking of just the raw. They're just thinking of they're not thinking of just the raw internet. They're thinking of some sort of media platform, something pre-done.
Yeah, but I don't go to poll. I usually just stick to bloody the VG General, Video Games General, V. Occasionally I have a quick browse of B, but it's usually some really stupid stuff,
Occasionally you'll find a good gem. Occasionally.
They got like a whole bunch of different stuff. I think the let's see.
Hey, I got a quick crazy idea for you. Speaking of people who are new on the internet, what if I were to get my dad on Discord, and and have him? Would that be pretty crazy? Because he's
First episode. Hey, Dad.
I think the last thing that he's played was like a pinball machine, and or maybe a Pac-Man game. But Dad was never really a gamer.
Look him up on Steam. You Gonna get something real good. Maybe like introduce him to Minecraft. That'd be a good way to start.
No, well, I don't think he wants to get into gaming, but you know, certainly talking and hanging out, I think would be potentially interesting. All right, there's a. Where am I turning in this stuff?
Absolutely.
But I think it might. I don't know. Do you think it would be interesting to just cross the generations and?
If he's willing.
Yeah.
Then again, we could go full torture mode, and I could send it, and you could put him on a. You could say, "Oh, it's a Minecraft 7-off and it's 2B2T."
Oh well, he doesn't. He wouldn't even know how to. He wouldn't know how to control anything. What am I supposed to do here? I have to click on stuff. This is a click on stuff quest. I didn't even bother reading the quest. I'm just gonna go click on things. Yes, I don't care about your spores, you weird undead thing. I'm just gonna click on things and get done with the.
I gotta ask, have you done the quests in that? What was it? That area which is House of the Plagues one, has just got all the green liquid on the map. Yeah, there are people that I don't know. There was that guy that was completely crazy. That guy's amazing. The plague lord's
Are you
like,
talking-
oh, yeah,
Yeah, we're talking to him right now.
It's like, oh, apprentice, would you please help me with this?
Yeah.
That guy was awesome.
Man, I don't know. I just want to get out of this creepy. Why are you naked, Vorgat? This is a. You know what I should have done? I should have started out during the intro and be like, "This is not a family show. There will be foul language and snarky conversation."
No,
and
when you upload it to YouTube or wherever,
Yeah, I
you
just-
just set it as adult content. Done.
yeah, just list everything as not for kids.
And a nude orc.
And a nude orc, yes.
Hardly, he's still wearing underwear. I mean, there are people who actually have been able to
Orcs
use.
wearing underwear?
Yeah, we're civilized.
How did the Alliance civilize?
The Alliance are the
That's
bad
just-
guys. We're
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just look at what they did to the Blood Elves.
I know, right? Well, the Blood Elves are pretty fucked up anyway. They're
Crackheads.
I mean,
Yeah.
can you blame them? Like they're like a nation without a land.
Pretty much.
You get pretty desperate yourself if you were just displaced out of the blue, and you could just blame the humans for it.
I mean, the humans were run by a evil dragon for a while. And then
Oh yeah. What was her name? Yeah, Nixia.
yeah, they were run by Nixia for a while.
By the way, did you do all these quests with Baroness Vash? Because I'm just doing these out here thinking you did them.
I don't know, I'm just
we haven't done those.
Screw it, I'll come over where you are.
yeah, I'm just smashing through things. Yeah, so Dad says that he'd be down for getting on Discord. I need to figure out how to I need to
Help
fi-
them up with that.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to get him on a Discord. We could live stream getting Dad on Discord.
Up to you.
I don't know, you want me to let's see here. Do
Well,
you
live stream will first. That's all
want
this is
me
pre-recorded
to
today. God, where the hell am
I don't know. I think you're gonna be torturing the poor old man.
he's gotten pretty tech savvy over the Dad figured out how to send me smiley faces not long ago. He's been doing all kinds of emojis and he's been texting like a
Alright,
champ.
well, installing Discord is so easy. It's make an account, okay, download the app, install, okay, launch the app, you give him an invite, he clicks on the button, and there we go, done.
Yeah, because I could give him the invite on. Now, could I wonder if I could. Does the web app work on an iPhone, or
Yeah?
because I could just
Oh,
Oh,
I
there's
could
an
just
app for iPhone.
because I could just email him the link.
There's a
It's just,
Discord
I
app
wouldn't
for
recommend the
iPhone.
iPhone. It is not very,
Well, that's what he has. He has an iPhone.
Hey, I just remembered something.
doesn't he have a laptop?
No.
Skype or Google or...
Nope, he has an iPhone.
Hey, Bob, before you go
Yeah.
away too much,
Yeah.
I've got to show this. Check out this ability. It's called Soul Shape. You're going to get it in the next zone, at least temporarily.
Where I don't see.
Hey, where? Yeah, you're Kyrian too. Sorry, sorry.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it only lasts for a short period of time unless you're in like a rest area. But yeah, you can use it to like teleport and blend
Oh, I'm
through
pulling
stuff.
laboratory equipment out of this slime. What the? Quit following me, slime. Why is the slime following me?
Oh, sorry. Could I ask?
Because it's our pet for now.
Here,
do I get the quest?
yeah. Let me share it with you. Hold on.
Yeah, sorry. I got caught up.
I don't know how to. Party sync is active. Oh wait.
Yep. Yeah.
Quest and levels are sync. No. Here, so we'll share that. And share that. And we'll share that.
I'm not getting any of them.
It says you're not. It says you're not eligible.
Wait.
Damn.
Do we have to unsync and resync maybe?
Abandon? No. Abandon the what is it? The plague quest.
House of Plagues.
Yes, abandon that.
Okay.
I just want to see if it'll work.
So we
Oh, so you
could.
Central abandon that too.
Do you want
Okay,
me?
ready.
So do you guys want me to try and get Dad on Discord now?
Sure.
Let me
up
see.
to you.
No. Disband and resync.
Here, I'm gonna step away from the computer for just one moment. You guys keep talking. I'm gonna call Dad real fast, and let's see if we can get him onto Discord. 'Cause this could be interesting. Okay. So
Alright.
make sure I don't die, and I will be right back.
I'm just gonna change my trans mode real quick. I just over that one for a while. Let's see, that's gone. Here we go. Much better. Is that from the where is it? Oh, the Morris one. Okay.
Wait, I have way too much stuff in my bags.
Oh, sure. Here you go. Wait, do you have a repair mount? I can give you one. I can help you with that. Oh, sorry.
No. I robbed Jeeves just to go into my bank.
Oh, yeah. You can do that as an engineer, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I sent all my mats to my reagent bank.
Man, that must be unbelievably convenient. How much of a cooldown is it to put Jeeves out, though?
An hour.
I thought it was like 3 hours. That's still pretty good. Yeah, sorry, would you be able to relink the quests? Yeah, I didn't get any of those. I got to get rid of a couple of the others as well.
No, it's telling me it's telling me you're not eligible or you've completed.
Yeah.
I think you have to disband and resync to properly get it.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I got sidetracked and went off in a whole another direction on account of that damn
Yeah.
barrier. That's fair. By the way, in case you need anything, Lil.
Oh, you got one of those monsters?
Yeah, I ended up selling like a whole bunch of BOEs and got myself 2 mil, but then I just ended up buying a bunch of gift cards and set myself back a bit. Whatever, it's the long boy of all things, so I'd say it was worth it, especially since they removed it, you know? You could still get it, but they'll probably charge 10 mil for it on the black market.
Well, it doesn't even show up in the mount list.
Damn, they even took that out of that. That's stupid. Yeah, but I've never really farmed that much, except for that one time I got my tier 3 set back in Legion.
Dad.
Some dickhead was doing the black market, and I had to pay 1.8 for the mil. Sorry, 1.8 mil for the damn. What was it? I can't remember what the hell it's called again. I keep having a bloody. I keep forgetting. My vocabulary is terrible, and I keep forgetting what things are called. Bone scythe shoulders, yeah. And some dickhead just kept auctioning it up and up. Kept competing, and I had to pay 1.8 mil for the damn shoulders. Aside from that, this is the only thing I've actually spent a lot of gold on. I usually don't have much of a use for much of it. So Volgath, did you do the Legion invasion as well? Sorry, not the Legion invasion. I'm sorry, the pre-patch.
Yeah, I did just enough to get the achievement for it.
Okay. You didn't go for the bag or the easier variant of the Proto Drake, the blue one. There was there was a rare which also dropped it, so you didn't necessarily have to dungeon farm.
I've got a few pro.
Violet Proto Drake, yeah, I got that too. There was the blue one though. It comes from like a U-Guard Keep or whatever it is.
Yeah,
But it also but during the event it
No,
also
I-
dropped off this one other guy. I forgot to get that as well. Let me see, what do I have?
I've
Proto.
also stopped buying the egg to try and get the green proto drake.
I think I got that. Green? Yeah, I got that really, really easily.
It was never
And then
a
once you make the
green proto
account,
drake. It always
Wait, was
rotten
this
egg
back?
or some other.
Wait, was this back in Wrath of the Lich King?
Yes.
Oh, do it as soon as you can because they buffed the living shit out of the drop rate.
Really? Because then I could actually go and try and get the
Well,
rep with the other faction in
for your
Shelazar.
account name, you just call it
Oh
like
yeah, I
BFit,
went out of my way to
you know,
do a lot
BFit
of
Bob.
reputation farming over the course of the last two patches, like all the
Well, no, 'cause
downtime
on your
as a new one was about to come out.
when you create the
Let's see what we got
Well,
here.
what I did
when you're
was level
cold,
all my
because,
alts
first off,
to
nobody's
get
gonna
all
see
the
your
class
Discord,
mounts.
but you can change what
Here we go.
what your name
So you get this achievement too.
looks like.
I even went out of my way.
Or just call yourself Dad the
I
Orc.
went out of my way to do something completely stupid. Check this shit out. When I say I'm the guy that farms stuff, I'm not kidding.
Oof, I haven't done that yet.
I don't blame you.
No,
You have to
don't need
go and
create
farm like
anything.
about between 1,200 to
Yeah, just keep going, 'cause you
1,500
created
of
the
this
account?
particular rep item, depending on which faction you pick first.
I
Picked Scryers.
All right, so if
I'm
if Discord is
Scryers right
on,
now, and I'm still
check your email real quick
revered.
and click the link that I just emailed you.
Yeah, but getting all the way to
And hold on
Exalted is
just
the
a moment
problem.
here.
The problem is making up the difference, going from hated to that is an absolute nightmare.
All right, hey guys, I am almost back. Hey Zarlene, I am working
How's
with.
it?
We got Zarlene, and I'm going to be getting my dad in here soon. So I just need a few more minutes. So you guys keep talking, Zarlene. We're recording.
Hey,
We're just talking about just stuff and eating bacon and having a good old time. I need a couple.
Bob,
Huh?
Oh, Bob's recording a video, so I don't know. Don't make it too spicy, I guess.
I'm never spicy.
You can be occasionally, but for the most part, you're quite good.
Zarlene's usually pretty sweet. So, all right. So let me. I just need another moment to finish getting my dad on, and I'll check back here in just a moment. You guys still having a good time?
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
all
quickly
right.
gonna pop out just to get something to eat.
Yeah,
I'll
no
be right
problem. Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. So, Dad, you still there?
Anyway, so I changed my transmog. This is did you guys heard about that recruiter friend one? Yeah, this is the full
Is there
transmog.
some option to join the server?
It's like, hello Bob, I know you're AFK. Oh. Oh well.
Yeah, just click onto one of the voice channels. Hopefully, it'll show up.
I guess we'll just wait for him. How's it going, Zah?
Yeah, good.
Here, just double click on.
Yeah, so
double-click on
I
the
had a
general
bit of a
channel.
chat out with Bob and some of his friends yesterday, and discussing how things are in the world and what's going on. Overall, he seems to be doing rather well.
Yeah, just say okay.
It's good to hear.
What did you get up to today?
Work. Work, work, work.
Work, work, work.
Yeah.
No, well,
No. You're clicking on the videos.
I
there
went
should
and
be
got a
a,
haircut
the-
earlier
on
today,
the
and
chat
a little bit of
channels.
shopping, but overall, fair bit of time on this.
See where it says.
Yeah, so Bob's still leveling.
Yeah, see where it says
He's got a little
general.
bit of spare time. He's level 55, I think now. Yeah.
Yeah. So just click on.
We're in Meldraxis, by the way, using Party Sync.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
stomping
Open
grounds.
Shadows and Dust on Draenor.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And
Yeah.
Vorgath is here, and he's got the male variant of the Night Fae
Yeah.
questing armor, which is quite looks
no,
pretty damn good.
No, don't click on the
Most of
import.
it,
There
except
should
for the
be
helm.
on the side.
I like the
there should
shoulders. I
be
really do.
like a
They're
3
really
bars
good.
or something.
I was
If you
honestly
try to
hoping I could get what I thought was going to be
Yeah.
the official set across the
Yeah.
board, but turns
and
out it
so
was the
click
plate
on
one.
click on chillin'.
Yeah, well, the leather
'Cause you're
one's
not
still
in a
pretty
voice
good, you
channel
know.
yet. Once you click into a voice channel. Yeah. There you are. Okay, hold on. So I'm gonna drag you into the channel now. Alright, so alright.
Hello.
So I'm gonna unmute my microphone, but your microphone is muted, so you're gonna have to hang up the phone and try and unmute your mic, okay?
Is that Bob's dad? I think he's still working it out.
Uh-huh. Say yes. Alright, so now you should be able to talk, and I should be able to talk. Alright.
Good. Guys.
And
Hello.
this is my dad. Dad, can you hear us? I think
It's-
Dad's still on the phone with me. Dad, are you still
that-
on the phone? You should probably hang up the phone and then under yeah, join voice. Okay.
I joined another channel.
Here, I'm gonna hop in the other channel with you real quick. All right. So, hang up the phone and try talking in Discord. All right, Dad. Can you Can you hear anything? I don't know if he can hear anything or not. Try dragging
So
him
that's
in
the
here.
whole set then. Let's see.
Huh.
My Winterborn.
All right. So I'm trying to. I might need some.
Ready to talk. Grab a seat in this voice channel.
Hey, we can hear you. Can everybody hear my dad?
Indeed.
All right. Hey, Dad.
Boy, you managed to get an elderly person onto this call.
I know. Isn't
amazing.
that pretty cool? So, so everybody, this is my dad. Dad, there's Kamikaze, and he's from Australia.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
And then Panzer's from South Africa, but he's grabbing a drink or something right now. And then Vorgath is one of my friends from Canada. And then Zarlene is also from Australia, but I think she's from a different part of Australia.
Yeah,
I
I'm
am.
from,
I'm from Western Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
I'm
that
from
accent.
Melbourne.
So you're
Good
from
for
the
you.
you're from the Melbourne area, aren't you? Or is Melbourne
I am.
south?
Melbourne's like southeast. She's from Western Australia. I'm not sure where in Western Australia.
Okay.
I'm in
What's the
Perth.
What's the population
Perth.
of
That's
Australia?
the Perth is the one I was thinking of. Perth is the
Yeah.
one in the west.
I really like that nickname, Be Fit Bob.
Well, actually, that's part of
Oh,
my
here.
email address.
Let's change your nickname to.
I like Beefhead Bob.
You want to stay Beefit Bot? Okay. Or we can change you to Dad the Orc.
It's a good mantra.
No.
All right, we'll just leave you there. All right. So.
What's the population of Australia?
I think it's like 27 million. We basically have this huge area called the Simpson Desert in the middle, because apparently the Aboriginals like to catch their kangaroos by lighting everything on fire.
You gotta have a system.
20 looks like closer to 25 million.
Oh,
You know,
goodness.
I can actually believe that, since I've seen Australian TV advertisements that show that that the Aboriginals shouldn't sleep in the middle of the road. Might get run over by a
No.
car.
What? That can't.
Oh,
that
boy.
can't be. That's that.
Real?
No,
Real.
there's
That
literally.
sounds like that sounds like one of your clips, Kemi.
No, that's not mine. There was remember that one that Strass posted. I
Oh,
don't know
that's
if you were there.
Strazz's. Okay.
Yeah, there was that one about it was like a campaign they actually had about not drinking or sniffing petrol.
Oh my god.
Stop drinking
Oh.
goon.
That's it. Should I have said that? I mean,
No, you
Bob,
probably should. That's
Politically incorrect.
yeah. I mean, you're Australian, so it's kind of expected. And I don't remember if I did an intro or not. I think I should have warned people that we'd have Australians in the channel, and that they can be a little bit spicy.
What's really interesting to me is I grew up in an era where a long distance call to a long way would cost you a fortune. And here we are, a bunch of us talking from all over the world. And this is, aside from just paying for my internet, it's all for free. This is great.
Well, this is, we were actually talking about that earlier. One of the things that, the people would, back in the day, be a little bit amazed about is that, how, it's like, Bob, how do you know, what's going on in these other countries? Like, because one of my gamer friends told me because they live there, and I was talking to this this law enforcement guy who was surprised that I was particularly well informed about stuff that's happening overseas. Like, how do you know all this? Like, well, because my gamer friend is there, and she's telling me as it's happening, and anyway, yeah. So it's kind of interesting, and so this is how I have all these friends all over the world. Whenever I'm, Dad, whenever I'm traveling to Europe or going and visiting my friends, this is how I've met them, just by spending hours on the internet playing games, and I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just gonna go smash these things.
I saw that Panzer got on. Is Panzer there now?
Yeah, well, his mic's muted. I think he's grabbing a drink or something.
By the way, sorry, what do we call your dad? What's his name?
Just call him Dad.
Dad?
Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
Hello.
How are you doing, Dad? Sorry, I was busy chewing on a sandwich.
Yeah, I think
you're entitled.
For the purposes of the internet, I think we're just going to call him Dad, just because.
I'm a dad.
Yeah, well, and he doesn't really have a gamer handle, and not that there should be any kids watching this video. If there are, then I feel bad for their parents. They're being really irresponsible. No parent should ever let their children listen in on any of our conversations.
Well, no parent should let their children on the internet.
If there are any children listening, or if there are any parents with children who don't know this already, don't use your real name on the internet unless you're like a public figure.
Where did you get that advice? That sounds like out of a textbook from 1990s.
From like every when I was a kid, that's what all the, when the FBI agent comes up and says, just remember, kids, don't give your real name over the internet. You never know if it's going to be a creep or
a scammer.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for me, because I'm sort of a semi-public figure, because I own a business here in Oklahoma. Can
I, before you continue, can I ask something?
Yeah.
Dad, this is gonna sound, sorry, that sounds so weird. Can you?
I like it.
Can you see us? Is Bob live streaming this?
No, he can't. He can't see it.
Are you on the phone or on the computer?
I'm on my phone, and I have my earbuds in, the wireless or the Bluetooth earbuds in.
Yeah,
for me, it's 6:57 in the morning. I got up early. I have my annual doctor's appointment.
I come from the future.
For me to hit the sack.
What are we trying to hit? What do we have to hit here?
Yeah, Bob,
yes.
Volzak, and I are currently all just chilling out in World of Warcraft while we're all just talking. Zar may very well join us, and what's the other guy?
Panzer?
Panzer. Yeah, Panzer.
Yeah, Panzer doesn't play WoW. He's one of my Mech Warrior buddies.
It's not my cup of tea.
But no, I've been trying to convince Dad to let me send him one of my computers, because I've got, owning a computer store, I have piles of laptops, and I could send him something small. But we have an apartment in New York, a very small apartment in New York. That's very small. Did I mention the apartment is very small? And
Dad doesn't have much space. The one laptop I have is
that thing's
sitting
big.
in a
I'm gonna kill
Ziploc
it.
bag the one laptop I have is sitting in a Ziploc, oversized Ziploc bag, sitting on its edge, pried right next to a printer, and I tend to do almost everything on my iPhone. It's the newest operating system, but it's about a 2.5-year-old iPhone. It seems to work pretty well.
Isn't that Mom's laptop from that she bought
No,
like 15 years
I
ago?
gave that. I sent that one back to you, but I have a newer laptop that my wife bought for me, and it's getting, must be about 6-7 years old. It works well enough, but it won't load. It's an Apple, but it won't load the latest operating system. They somehow scam you along that you're forced every now and then to buy a new thing or go load new operating systems.
Yeah,
but my phone works fine.
I've thought about Vorgath. Was I supposed to pick up some sort of pot of goop or what's?
It's a world quest.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to worry about it then. I just want to complete these quests to get out of this absolutely terrible place.
That is a good topic to broach on.
Oh, I did that one earlier.
That is something that really grinds my gears.
Huh.
I'll tell you what, Mark and everybody, I'm going to have to hop off and get myself ready to go to the annual physical. Okay.
So
all right, well, it's good meeting you, Dad.
Yeah, this is sort of...
Yeah, nice meeting you.
It's a pleasure. Have a great day.
This is mostly a test
really
video.
Nice voices. Seem like nice people.
No, they're all pretty cool. This is sort of a test video, and I'll...
been talking up a storm about you, and I'm looking forward to have a conversation or two.
Any quick questions before I hop off? What would you like to ask someone of my generation who doesn't have a clue about
What is your
Warcraft?
favorite food, and what is the thing you miss the most about the 1940s?
Actually, that's the same. Actually, that's the same question. My favorite food was the food they had back before, had to pay extra to have organic. Everything was organic in those days.
All right, but what if you had to pick one? Burger, steak, fajitas, enchiladas.
Nice,
sushi?
juicy, like the meat in a burger. Just a hamburger steak would be fine, or better yet, some of the more expensive steaks that have all this crispy, nice fat around them. That would be probably my favorite thing.
Okay, triple A grade beef, like T-bone or sirloin.
Any of those.
Or ribeyes. Ribeyes are the...
Yeah, ribeyes would
I'm
be
partial
good.
to ribeyes.
Quick thought. It took me a long time. I had my physical 2 years ago, and the doctor said it's about time. I have a nice young doctor in his 30s or 40s, and I'm 78 years old. In our particular family, the men have always tended to marry a little bit later in age. They've established in life and so on. Yeah. So anyway, I'm older and Mark is younger. But what's interesting is I went to the doctor about 2 years ago, and he said it's time for some scans. You're old enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my neck scanned and with a sonogram, and arteries were clear, so no particular risk of brain seizures or brain stroke. They did around my heart, and one of the major arteries called the Widowmaker, which is pretty ominous. The Widowmaker is 30 to 40 to 50% blocked. Now there's still enough flow. It's like a stream or a river. You can kind of narrow it down, and you still get a pretty good flow. It just goes a little faster past it. But you definitely don't want to get any more constricted than that. And what happens is when you have irritation to your artery wall, thinking, whatever lifestyle or foods would cause that, cholesterol goes and becomes the Band-Aid patch. And then after a while, calcium comes on top of that. And if it breaks loose, then it could block an artery. And of course, you don't want to have the irritation in the first place. And the question is, what causes the irritation? Now, I'm a Boy Scout leader, and you watch these kids where we meet in the basement of a church, and there's a linoleum floor, and these kids run and slide. Especially the Cub Scouts, the little Cub Scouts. They run, drop to their knees, and slide as far as they can on that floor. Now, if it were carpeting, with the fibers of the carpet, it would protect the floor, but they're just sliding on the linoleum. And what happens is when you get to a bend in a river or a stream, there's a lot of abrasion. Of course, there's bend in arteries and veins. When there's a bend, you get a lot of abrasion at that bend. And what they found is there are miniature fibers called philia, F-E-L-I-A, I think it is, that protect. And when you have sugars, think carbohydrates, all the sugars they put in all our foods now, these philia disappear. There's a spike in insulin, and the philia disappear, and you get abrasion. It's like sandpapering the artery, and once it gets irritated, then the cholesterol goes on, and then the calcium goes on. So
if I could give you a quick fix to it, Dad,
Yes.
This was recommended to several of, believe it or not, from my doctors, and I have a few scientific papers that I looked into it myself. Red
Mhm.
wine, classic red wine, with the
Well.
least amount of additives and sulfates possible, because
Mhm.
the red pigmentation in red wine, specifically, the way it's fermented and
Would be
processed,
beneficial. Mhm.
it works as a scrubber. It latches on to the cholesterol in the veins and slowly but surely doesn't disintegrate them, but causes them to no longer stick against the abrasion wall of the
I
arteries and
wonder.
lose
I wonder if you
their.
could buy that as an additive. That would be a wonderful medication.
They've been trying to get specifically the chemical compound out of the red pigmentation, but so far the only way to get it pure and straight is a glass of red wine a day.
So red wine. Interesting. Well, yeah, I'd heard some
You look
things
at most
about
of the
Dark
red
Greeks,
wine.
chocolate,
you
I
know,
believe.
some of them that are
Dark-
over 400, 500 pounds, they're in their 60s, 70s, and they don't have any heart problems.
Hmm.
They drink so much red
Interesting.
wine.
Well, that's an interesting solution. Thank you so
So-
much. I'm gonna have to hop off soon. Anything else, anybody? Any other questions for me?
Well, I was just gonna say, so today's just kind of an experimental video. This is our first eating bacon with Bobtheorc. We're just gonna, and what I hope to do is to have kind of a regular conversation. You know, maybe once a week or whenever record these things. And you know, if this is something you'd want to hang out with us, then that would be totally cool. I don't know if
We'll see how the timing works. The reason I called Mark by phone first thing this morning, I have a story that I told. His brother has 4 children, and it's a children's story, but it's a combination of 2 stories. It's Cinderella, and most people know the Cinderella story, and there's another story called The Urchin Prince. And I've combined the 2 stories, so you have a happy arrangement where the Cinderella meets the Urchin Prince. And I was going to basically tell the story, so someday after I'm no longer around, it's something Mark can play for his children.
Fitting.
So all we have to do first is find Mark a really good wife.
I
And
only
then,
have one
find somebody who
question
can
for
put
you,
up with
Dad.
me.
what were you going to say? The question?
I only have one question for you. When are you going to join us next time?
Don't really know. My life is a bit. You never know. I've got a lot going on. Trying to survive in New York City with all the craziness going on right now is not easy.
I can imagine. COVID-19 must have hit you guys hard.
Well, it hit the governor's brain and the mayor's brain more nearly than it did the people.
You are absolutely correct.
You might want to consider skipping the stage just to be safe.
Yeah.
I would hate to say that, but yeah.
Well,
I might need to edit that out.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty established here. I've got about 40 years of clutter in our apartment. It'd be pretty hard to. I'm little by little, I'm sorting out, deciding what I might take. If I have an invitation from Mark that in my old age, my wife and I might join him somewhere and live with him. But right now, we've got way too much clutter, so it's a matter of paring it down.
My understanding is that most of the New Yorkers, regardless of political party, are not particularly happy with the mayor.
No.
But
Really,
the really
I would
nice
agree.
thing. The really nice thing is if you want to go out and loot and burn and destroy businesses, that's you don't get any COVID from that. But if you wanted to go to church
Yes,
or do
doctors
anything,
recommend it.
yeah, the church is bad. Our Boy Scout meetings have been tanked. You know, if you go to the supermarket, you have to look like you're robbing a convenience store by wearing a mask.
I can't tell
and this is all called sanity. And if you don't wear the mask, these people say, "Oh, you're."
I probably should have warned you, Dad, that we're deliberately trying to avoid political conversations on this.
We can dip our toes in. I mean, God bless that I hear this from someone of your age, and I mean that with all respect, Dad. It warms my heart.
Well, glad to hear it. I guess Mark would have to heavily edit this video, so that would be his next training
I
session.
am somewhat taken aback and shocked that I'm hearing this from a New Yorker of all people.
Well, I'm a transplant. I came from the real world. I was riding the subway the other day, and you look around at the people and you think you're in a third world country, and I have a feeling that Exactly, and I would guess that 3/4 of them probably don't have a passport or any kind of, but you know, and in certain, well, we won't even get into all the, you know, we're politically incorrect enough. Uh, Suffice it to
Apparently.
say that when I was a kid, we had a man with a horse and a plow that would plow our garden, and as a kid, I'd walk behind the plow. Wasn't big enough or strong enough as a kid to keep the furrow going straight, but there aren't a whole lot of people walking around that have actually walked between a horse and a plow or driven a wagon. And again, I was a kid at the time. You were asking about the 1940s. And I recall standing on the running board of a 1947 Ford. The running boards weren't the kind on the 1930s type cars that was concealed partly by the door, but you'd open the door, stand on the running board, and I was counting the cattle on our farm. And I recall my mother, born in 1906, and my father, born in 1905, saying, you know, this land is not as fertile as it was when we were kids. We've tried to use good farming practices, but, you know, with farming, some of the land blows away, some of it washes away. Now, if in the 1940s the land was less fertile, think what it is now that they're dumping all this fertilizer on and you're not getting very nutritious food. And we wonder why people are sick. So we give them, the food industry loves to dump bad ingredients into our foods. And then you go to a doctor and the pharmaceutical industry loves to sell you things that'll.
They're all in coots.
So
Yep.
anyway, but it takes you a long time to figure some of this out. I'm going to have to hop off, but I've had fun talking to you, and have fun the rest of the time. And Mark, and I hope we can edit me out of the worst of this. Okay.
I think we can keep it all in. I think we went politely, and it was a wonderful parade of a conversation. And just before we went into the deep end territory, we managed to yoink it back on the road.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. Otherwise, Comrade de Blasio will come in and arrest all of us.
Oh,
You don't want to have me ever on
like
this again.
like my favorite joke. I have to apologize. I'm about to make a gay joke, so the gay FBI agents listening in, close your ears for a
Oh
few
God!
seconds.
Here I was worried about what Panzer might say.
Yeah.
And Kamikaze was like, "You better watch out. Zarlene's a little bit more interesting than she used to be."
Well, a little bit, but to be
Well.
honest, even my friend Tony's got a little more spicy over time, you know. So like I said,
It's a pleasure meeting all of you. I'm going to hop off and start
Absolutely.
getting ready.
God bless you, Dad, and Godspeed.
All right, thanks.
Nice
Dad.
talking to you.
I'll
Okay.
let you
See
know
you.
when we do this again.
Okay, good. Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I wonder if I need to tell him how to.
I don't know
Get
how
out
to
of-
get out of this thing.
Um,
I've got a red
Down-
microphone button. What do I
yeah,
go to?
Honestly, I just restart your iPhone. I don't know how to use Discord on iPhone. How do you?
well, there's
There's
like
probably a little
There should be
handset with a
disconnect
cross,
button at the
maybe.
bottom left or right.
Yeah.
there's one which says voice connected, and they'll have like a phone symbol with a X on it as well,
Yeah.
like near it. I don't know if
Let's
it was the same as
I see a headphone thing.
A
Don't
little
have
bit
a clue.
above that,
I'm
Jackie.
gonna restart my phone. That's the easy way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I'll see
restart
you.
your
All
phone.
right.
That's the easiest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
that was a great one.
I'll drag him out of the channel.
That was pretty good. Oh, now it's all
Oh my
alone.
God! I'm gonna get so bad from the internet.
expected to hear that from your father.
Oh.
That was
It was awesome.
there is a word for that. Let me explain how beautiful that word is, because I need to use a very, very specific word for that, and it requires a bit of context. You see, this word is said the same way both in Russian and in German and in esoteric parts of the world. It is used to describe a beautiful moment in cinema when you have found the absolute peak of a movie. That single snapshot moment, those few seconds of serene bliss, that is what we call Kino.
I've heard about
Kilo
that.
Indigo November Oscar. You typically use it to refer to as the theater, but in more esoteric circles, when you want to talk about a movie that stands above movies and a moment that stands above moments in that movie, you would say that moment was truly Kino. And that was Kino.
A lot of people have been sort of, I don't know if it's quite a meme yet, but a lot of people have been saying the word Kino. Like, well, a few
I mean,
people.
yeah,
4chan's
I
been
guess.
pushing hard on the meme since they got caught wind of it since 2016. But
Yeah, they pushed the whole meme war thing pretty hard. Like I said,
Well,
I
I mean,
usually just
4chan's always look. 4chan's always been the birthplace of memes for the internet.
It is. It is.
Ever since 2006, yeah. It was where the original troll face came from. This is where 99.9% of most memes come. If you see something with an iFunny mark or a 9gag mark,
It's cancer.
reposting little shits.
oh man.
Lee,
So,
I'm on the
Stolen valor. But Bob, your father touched on a really interesting subject there about how the amount of GMO and chemicals they really put in products, and I think that's probably one of the most unregulated and the most dangerous part of America is your food industry.
oh no, our food industry sucks.
It has gone completely out of control. It is a mess. I know it is a mess because our health standards in a third world country like South Africa is much higher than yours in America. I swear, if you find 3 flies in your soup in America, the waiter is going to charge you extra for that because that's more protein.
Oh God.
Well,
Please tell me you're
That's
joking.
gonna cost you extra.
And you
well-
have to tip them.
Yeah, you have to tip 20% now.
well,
God, Americans with their obsession with tipping.
well,
it's
it's
to do with the low wages.
Look, I understand.
well,
if
it's more complicated than that because it's an old tradition in America, so it's not.
Yeah. But you know what? That was back in the days when waiters worked on commission. Like here in South Africa, you don't get a salary. You get based on the amount of tables you sell and what you sell on them. So you actually have an incentive to give good service. Give good service, you get good tip.
Agreed.
Yeah, we still tip here 10%. If you're white, if you're not white, then you don't tip 10%. But like,
You know what I ought to, you know what I ought to change Dad's Discord name to is Based Dad.
That's
Go.
good.
I just like that he made his name Bobby fit.
Yeah.
So your name, so Bob, your name's not actually Bob, it's Mark or
Well,
Matt was? Sorry.
No, Bob's my middle name. So
Okay.
so what happened was when I went to college, there were dozens of Marks in the dorm, and so everybody just called me by my middle name, Bob, and
Right.
which is actually Dad's name, you know, his first name. And
So-
so for whatever reason, it's always been the tradition in our family for.
You're Mark Jr.
Yeah, well, no, Mark's my first name, but Bob's my middle name. So for whatever reason, it's always been tradition in the family that you know, my middle name is my dad's name or something like that. I don't know. I'll choose my reward. I want healing potions. Sure.
Oh, are you trying to figure out how to do the one where you dump all the shit in that pool?
Yeah, I got the shit dumped in the pool. So
Yeah, that's actually really good. There's a particular mount you can get from actually summoning a particular rare, but using different amounts of the different slimes. So usually you want 15 blue slimes and 15 red, and you get a particular mount. I'm gonna have to try to look at what I actually got the mount. I can't
Okay.
remember what it's called though.
I'm not super concerned about the mount. I'm more just
Yeah, the quest. That's fine.
Concerned about finishing the quest.
yeah. I just want to get the hell out of this zone. I hate this place.
Oh,
I don't
come
blame you, but-
on, it's my home.
What?
Well, on the plus side, you get to visit my Covenant Fairyland.
I'm Necrolord, so I am
Oh.
Malpraxis.
You're
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
No wonder he said you're getting spicy. So,
No, it was best for priest,
Is
so
it?
that's why I took it.
You have more options. As I was saying last night, you have more options than just the best one that they say. Like, it's only a small difference, so you don't have to go to Vampire Land, which you despise so much. By the way, you have to check it out. It actually is really cool. I know you don't like
I'm so
vampires.
glad
but
I had my mic muted while I was still chewing because I said a couple of base things here that might have been a little too spicy.
well, one of the things I need to figure out is like how. My original plan was to keep this like very tame. I wonder how spicy we want to get. I mean,
This
I
is
don't know.
pretty tame.
I can feel like the psychological energy charge in the air. Everyone is just straining back on the handbrake, and that you just want to pull away in first gear and slam it.
well, it's like my friends have often described me as a militant moderate. I hold the middle ground, and I'm very unyielding in holding the middle ground. And I don't tend to aspire to any ideology. What I find interesting about right now is even the most liberal people I know are getting very animated. I think it's a good word about things.
Well, this is a problem about.
Ooh, check out this trinket. That's a nice trinket.
That's the problem with day and age. Ever since it became, social politics back in 2016, everyone seems to wear their political agenda on their sleeve. Normally, you would just keep that to yourself.
Do you remember like about a decade ago, there was even like a Futurama episode about it's like, oh, it's politics. I'm really getting into that, and they start snoring automatically. It's like no one gave a shit about it now. And then they've kind of just made it our problem.
Yeah,
bastards.
Yeah, because they're coming for the one thing you have left: your vote.
Yep.
Well, and I don't want to delve too deep into. Wait, I'm gonna go equip that thing. I'll try that.
Politics.
I don't want to delve too deep into politics, but what I will say is that many of my friends on the left and the right are both are all becoming increasingly anti-establishment.
It's accelerationism.
Well,
we the people are fed up.
I don't know about accelerationism. I don't. But definitely people are fed up, because I thought that accelerationists were people who wanted to see everything fall apart fast. Yeah, see the world burn, see it fall apart faster, just so we can hurry up and get to the rebuilding part. Whereas I don't.
History can be summarized in 4 ways, and it is shocking how simple and devastating the truth is. Strong men make good times. Good times make weak men. Weak men make bad times. Bad times make strong men.
That's the endless cycle. Well, if that's the case, then we're gonna work this all out eventually, and everything will work out, and then the shit will happen again, and etc., etc.
Well, I mean, the world does seem to go through cycles, and I definitely have seen.
The problem is that we are entering an age that is a cusp of something similar to we've never before seen anything like this. This is like the Industrial Revolution, the very first time it happened. We are entering an informational revolution, which will radically change how the world operates. And there's not something that we can actually look for in the history books to predict the outcome or what will be the benefits or drawbacks of encouraging or discouraging this agenda.
Certainly the advent of the internet and global communications, just all the stuff, certainly changing the way that we operate.
Cheapening that it becomes that it is the availability of it's no longer just it's an access. It's in some countries it's a basic human right. Just look at the country Niue, who Wi-Fi'd their entire country free for all citizens.
Wait, sorry, which country?
Niue.
Oh, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. Every time Bob raises up the sword like that, I just want to go all 1980s.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing that. He's empowering his sword for the 5 houses of Maldraxxus. He's
Okay.
I'm pretty. By the way, Zah, that since it's your covenant, do you use that sword as part of your covenant or something? You know, the new
Um,
tower during the quest line?
the sword is part of the quest line at the moment. I think there's a whole set. But yeah, the sword is part of our quest chain.
How the hell do I get out
It's
of here?
all to do with that. It's is it Drakkar?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's all to do with Drakkar. What's happening at the moment? So
You know, I have a prediction to make.
Hmm.
So we've seen cryptocurrency on the rise.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance in the next 50 years or so, cryptocurrency might just completely topple the banks. There's a very good chance of this.
Well,
Because it's backed by the internet.
not if the banks and the governments can all lock it down and regulate it. Which I think,
How do you regulate cryptocurrency? You're going to
well,
start
I
mining
think
cryptocurrency on the government side?
well, no, but I think
you
like in China, for
mining your own
example,
currency then?
they've pretty much, and I'd have to check with some of my Chinese friends, but I think they've practically made cryptocurrency or the use of cryptocurrency illegal in China, unless you're using their state-sponsored stuff.
Okay, well, if you've got a VPN that can operate outside the country, which certainly can happen.
Well, I never said it was going to work.
You go into a public Wi-Fi area and you just log into a computer under an alias and you go and do your cryptocurrency. I mean, there's even better ways. You could just proxy someone outside the country to be your bag man.
Yeah,
and you just send them a couple of messages on Telegram to do the transactions. How are they going to stop you? What are they going to do?
yeah,
I'll have to talk to. I need to see if I can get in touch with Barmon again because he's in China. Did you guys ever meet Barmon? Well, Vorgath did, right? You know, the little.
No.
He's this Iranian kid living in China because his dad's working for some sort of Chinese oil company or something.
That's the thing about cryptocurrency. You can't stop it.
Dad says that I have some really nice and
They-
interesting friends on Discord, and he really
They do
enjoyed
have their
talking with
ways.
us.
Glad to hear.
They do have their ways in China. I know that from a friend of mine who was teaching IT actually in China. And he actually was teaching teenage children, you know, sort of older teenagers. And they took him to a World of Warcraft farming warehouse, gold farming.
Oh,
He got to see how they worked. And they were all university students that do this.
It's fascinating. I have to.
Yeah, and they take him to they have this warehouse that just continues to run 24/7. So and they just go and they work.
Yeah,
It's all closed door stuff, obviously, because even World of Warcraft over there.
Good grief!
is
There's
regulated.
several buildings I know in Beijing where it's internet cafes, and these cafes, they're not just cafes; they're multi-story buildings with literally computers, row after row after row. And some of them, you need to have a gaming pass to show that you have rank in League or this rank in some of the or in StarCraft in order to just play there. And then the restaurants around there, you get a discount based on your rank.
Wow.
Huh. So we got a funny vanilla WoW story for you guys. So back in the day, we used to go out to the.
I just want to finish on my tangent here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just want to finish.
Okay, go on your tangent, and then I'll tell you my People's Republic of Tears hand.
Cryptocurrency, we've seen it happen. We've seen it on the rise now. We see it successful, and you can't stop it. The big banks can't stop it. The corporations can't stop it. So what's next? Crypto internet.
So
ISP companies are going to become a thing of the past. Might not happen in my or yours lifetime, but it's going to happen.
So I have a thought that one of my gamer friends shared with me, but I want to tell my Tiananmen Square story first, or my People's Republic of Tears hand story. So we used to run into a lot of these Chinese gold farmers out at the People's Republic of Tears hand, and they'd always tag the mobs and you know, they were just farming constantly, and there would be stuff that we need to get, and it'd be really hard to get it, right? And so what we do to screw them over is we just whisper them Tiananmen Square, and they get disconnected, and that's how.
Yes. Because the Chinese secret police will catch them. Yeah, it'll
Well,
block their
or
connection.
they'd have filters that would automatically, and they'd get their connections blocked. Or if they were on Alliance, we had a one of the guys in the guild spoke Chinese, so he had an Alliance alt, and he'd go whisper them Tiananmen Square and get them disconnected, and it was great. Or sometimes he'd talk to and sometimes he'd trick them into PvP flagging, and we'd jump them. But then that's what we were doing at first. Then we realized we just whispered them Tiananmen Square, and then just poof.
Yeah, I know that in Rainbow Six Siege, this is still quite popular. If you see a Chinese comp team that's stomping you out constantly in the competitive queue, you just go and do that, and you see them all disconnected.
Well, because like I had a friend who was dating this Chinese girl, and I was I remember I was telling her I was talking to that story. I was telling that story, and she was in the room, and she looked at me. It's like, what's Tiananmen Square? What about Tiananmen Square? And she had no idea, right? But she's Chinese, and she was like, I don't know, like 19 or 20, and so she was just she was young enough that she wasn't alive when it happened, and she just had no idea.
Let's see if you're in China.
I heard rumors about this. Wasn't that okay? The guy stops a tank, but do they run him over or they retreat? I think they.
No. He actually stopped the entire tank.
Yeah, he stopped the whole column. Yeah, they wouldn't run him over.
Really?
Because it was being filmed live around the whole world. Can you imagine what would have happened if they actually just ran the guy over?
I mean, I'm sure that he got screwed afterwards.
Oh yeah. Afterwards, after a while, when the tank crew came out and told him to move out of the way, several secret police just came from the bystanders area, led him away.
And he's never been seen again.
And he was never seen again.
Now, is this Vash from Burning Crusade, that chick that we had to slaughter? She's a lot smaller now.
Well, she basically came back, and that's her. If you were paying, you got to pay attention to the story, man. Watch maybe
a lot of the dead. I mean, this is the afterlife, so a lot of these people. I ran into Thrall's mom the other night, and it was kind of cool.
Tracker.
Yeah, I had to go look her up. It's like, wait a minute, no, that's not Thrall's mom. And I looked it up on the internet. It's like, no, it is.
I'm telling you, man, you're missing out a lot by not doing the story. By the way, I would recommend, if you want to do some catching up on some of this stuff, there's that noble guy who does the lore about shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like voices it over, tells the story about who they are, what's happening, or even just what's going on in the questing. So you might be able to do some catching up.
I just want to find Mankirk's wife.
Sorry. Can I ask something?
Can I
take the
Go for it.
Can I take my block Chinese off and just whisper them Tiananmen Square? Get them disconnected?
Yeah. You copy paste that to them, that'll shut them down right fast. That has pretty much every single word that is censored in Chinese internet space.
Because I've got an add-on which blocks Chinese.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
But I'd rather.
Yeah, let's copy paste. I always keep it handy on me.
I'd rather have
some
some
Chinese dude that I don't like, and I just want him like, you know what, dude? I don't like you. I'm just gonna go and DM this to you.
I've got an idea. My guild that I just left, they're not Chinese, but they are what was it, Singaporean? Yeah. I don't think anything's gonna happen, but I'm curious to see their reaction. And I'll just tell them about that. This is shits and giggles.
That would be kind of funny.
It would be. I don't know if they have a beef with Chinese. I don't know.
You need to see the full picture. Somewhere on my hard drive, I have an HD image of this. I used to have it as a wallpaper. What you have to understand is that they cropped the image of the tank man for publicity's sake. Probably some Chinese money that went there. The tank column drove specifically, deviated to come and run that man down. And when they saw he had enough balls that he's willing to give his life to just go on TV to get run over by a tank, they went like, oh no.
Yeah, no, I remember. I remember that.
I could draw a very great parable here with this, with another image. Hold on a second.
Now, this might date me a little bit, but I was watching. I seem to remember watching that, either live or on on the evening news when I was a kid.
I'm
not going to say the name, but you could say this is a. certain man who
Yeah,
I'm
let's
sure you all are familiar
yeah,
with.
let's not mention that in
I'm just gonna,
Can
he who should not be named.
Can I save that before you delete it?
Oh, go for it. I'm not gonna
No, we're not
delete
gonna
it.
we're not gonna delete. I mean, typically speaking, we should put that stuff in the not safe for work channel.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'll move it there.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, okay. These are pretty tame. I mean, they're
Yeah.
quite...
I got a folder called shit posting. I used to just call it shit humor, then everything just I just save everything that's just on 4chan. It isn't porn anyway. I set that to another folder.
Sometimes Panzer and I will be up late, and we'll just be posting just memes and just posting terrible things back and forth to each other. And
For myself, I'm but a humble meme merchant.
And what in most of the terrible things that I post to Panzer, I've gotten from like you or from my other Australian friends. we need to introduce you to Maddie and Ferg. I think
Maddie G?
No, Maddie.
Oh.
Van Helsken. Get him and
Yeah.
Ferg. I think.
Skinner.
Get Skinner and Ferg. I think you guys would. You guys could all talk Australian together. I think you'd have a good time.
Hey, you guys want to go down to Servo, get some ciggies, and have a good time?
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Go on, mate.
Well, there was
Dinga, mate.
So Bubba, Panzer, you know Bubba, right? My truck driver friend who's just starting to play Mech Warrior. So Bubba posted this some crazy video, and done by some Australian guy, and then Skinner's like, "Hey, that's my neighbor," and he recognized him. You're like, yes, they're, and that's sort of where the sort of the joke started comes. Like, how many Australians are there if you guys know each other? Yeah.
How to sum up Australians in one picture?
Oh.
Well, it's missing a jar of Vegemite.
Man, I had a friend try Vegemite once, and they said it was hideous.
I don't know. There's some worse stuff in the world, like harkal.
My apologies. I'm going to quickly grab a drink and I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. That's why we have several of us in here, so if somebody has to go AFK.
Oh, that's no problem. I was just chatting with my mum, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, maybe we can get her on Discord too.
Nah.
You don't think that'd be a good idea?
Anyway,
Spicy, mate.
I'm just going to grab a packet
all right.
real quick.
Cool. So here's a question for you guys. Like I said, this is largely a sort of a figuring out what we're doing, and maybe I'll delete it. I'll talk to Dad. It's entirely possible that Dad was just trying to get spicy just to troll us also, because he's been known to. One of the things you have to understand about. Oh yeah, I'm sure he was. One of the things you have to understand about Dad is when we were kids, Dad would say the most ridiculous things with a perfectly straight face. And he was very good at being, just saying things seriously. But no, I mean, he is. I think a lot of New Yorkers are pissed at the situation in New York right now. But so I guess what the real question is how tame do we want to make these? How spicy do we want to make these?
I leave
the
that
right balance?
entirely up to you. You're the one holding the reins. You should just, we should maybe work out a few code phrases for, okay, we're going into the orange zone. Okay, now we're in deep hot water. We should probably start reversing.
All right, so this is difficult. So I'm fighting Mephiles the Loyal. Oh, I have to throw a net on him. All right, there you go. All right, so now I have. What am I supposed to do with you? I guess I just. Can I get on my mount and just like drag your ass?
Okay, I'm back. Did I miss anything?
No, but I did want to test the waters of this one.
Okay.
I heard the conversation or somewhere being something mentioned about furries.
Yeah, it's like the
Let's start this with a
I don't.
little interesting one. Hey, Mr. Roberts, if you were a furry, what anthropomorphic spirit animal would you be?
Oh,
Please don't tell me it's
Jesus.
John Cena or The Rock.
No. So I actually have several friends who are furries. One of them actually two of them used to work for me. And
Oh, I'm friends with many of them, but you're dodging the question.
yeah. So anyway, no, they said that I am the epitome of being an orc, I guess. No, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I would be.
So you would be, oh man, that's a rare breed because, you know, there's various subclasses in the furry kingdom. You have the furries, then you have the avians, which are the bird people, and then you have the scalies, which are the reptiles. I forgot which ones were the fish. They were the something. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, they had like a bunch of senator things, but I don't think those ever got really popular.
I don't know. I'd have to. I could probably get some furries on. I mean, there's a. I used to. I know a few. You know, one of the interesting things about genuinely just not giving a shit about what people do at their personal time is I've become friends with a wide variety of people because I just don't care what people do in their free time.
Yeah, I'm also of the mindset that between two consenting adults is none of my business behind closed doors in the bedroom. But when they start making parades of it, then I have a little bit of a problem, you know.
Well, I've never seen a furry parade, but
have you seen gay pride parades in California?
Yeah.
Of course
you
have.
I mean, I haven't seen a gay pride parade in decades.
Well, you don't attend them, but if you see what goes on those things, men walking with nothing but jock straps and dog masks.
I mean, if that's what they want to do, I mean.
I don't want to see a 4-year-old next to the road seeing a grown adult man dressed up into nothing but a codpiece and a dog mask walking on all fours on a leash. That might give them a wrong idea.
I mean,
can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
Two things. First of all, the thing that probably led us to this whole thing about the furries is probably the Night Fae Covenant, because, well, it's got an interesting. You'll see, Bob. You'll see. And there was one other thing.
Is it just me, or all of the covenants in this expansion just fucked up in one way or the other?
Okay, so
I think it was
all of them are.
Really opened the bomb.
The Bastions have the bloody slave race with our people. You got Mad Max World on crack, which is still somehow honourable in the eyes of the Chosen or whatever. Despite the deceit, the abominations, and the plagues. You got Uwu Central.
Got what? Got what Central?
Uwu.
Oh, yeah. Uwu. Okay, I was like, what the?
Yeah, let me link it to you. It looks like eyes, but it's yeah, wink wink, sort of stuff. Where the fuck am I? And then you got the vampire people who are literally like siphoning blood/anima off in order to what is it? It's Dracula's basically screwing his own people over effectively because he wants to give it to his emo fucking boyfriend in the friggin' war.
Instead of non-safe for work, very appropriate meme.
I wonder if I should. You know what I ought to probably do is I probably ought to just label this video not safe for work and then just leave it unedited. And maybe that's what we. Maybe that's what we do. We just in the.
I got a good spin for you. A good title for it. When you go and say it's not safe for work, intentionally misspell it or misword it. So it's like not with a K, and then safe with saved, and then 4 as in the number 4 but spelled out, and then I don't know what you would do for work.
All right, begin the ritual. No, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, and
the reason for this, believe it or not, the reason for this, Mr. Roberts, is sometimes some of these videos, you want the people who frequent your channel see these videos, but you don't want Google algorithm to pick up on them and then suddenly start,
True.
throwing them filters.
Well, so because
Well, think-
the idea I have, I mean the broad idea I have with the eating bacon with Bobtheorc, and the reason I asked all you guys, and I really appreciate all you guys come here, is I want to have people from completely radically different backgrounds all over the world who have completely different ideas and viewpoints. And we can have a friendly.
They're open-minded.
Right, we can have a friendly conversation, and we can show the world that all.
I think you're being like a mother hen now. Like, calm down.
Oh.
Your balls aren't nailed to your chairs, so you can relax your face.
No, that's not. But what I'm saying is that I'm not worried if people say, I don't think I need to coddle the audience too much, and maybe this won't be very interesting for people. Maybe they'll be like, fucking gamer nerds. But
well, if you're going into with that attitude, that might just be the one they take.
But but I think that it's like from my dad's perspective, it was really, really interesting to when he was texting me on the phone, and in the past, it's always really interested him that I know so many people from just all over the place, and and this is sort of a unique. The nice thing about the internet's a really unique ability to just connect and communicate with people.
Yeah, get a lot of people together that might disagree on basically anything or everything, and they can still work together. Yes.
What you
but
effectively...
let's go down the list. Kamikaze, if you were a furry, or maybe you are, who knows? I don't know.
I don't give a shit.
What furry would you be?
Is that even really a thing? I mean,
hell, I have no idea.
Look, I'm the one who burst the doors open on this conversation because I think it's politically incorrect enough, but it's also very tame.
I should wake up. It's Torgel. I should get Torgel in here. She knows about furries, or get Devin.
Yeah, but okay, I don't think every furry has to have a persona or something. I mean.
I don't know. Every single furry I know, you ask.
Because I know that. I've got a friend who, every year, not this year because of COVID, but in past years, she'll go down to. I guess they have some like giant fur fest in Texas, where they all live out their persona at a big camping trip or do whatever.
Yeah, they have furry conventions. There's this big one in America called Anthrocon.
Yeah.
And,
oh boy.
And
I've been on the internet a long time, especially 4chan. I know all about this shit.
You're like our walking encyclopedia there.
Not exactly. I know a few things.
Have you ever, Kami? Have you ever heard of rainforest?
Yeah. By the way, have you heard of some guy called Mr. Medica?
Yes.
What?
Big fan.
Do I want to know?
Long-time supporter.
He was some guy originally called an internet aristocrat. Later, Mr. Medica. I think he's not on YouTube. He's sort of on.
No, he's banned from YouTube. You can only find him on BitChute now.
Yeah, I don't know about it. What about Rumble? I don't know there yet.
I haven't checked out Rumble yet. I don't.
Mr. Anti-Fun, as he's known on Twitter, or Mr. Anti-Bully.
Oh yeah,
I gotta use this crystal on the dead
his
bodies.
Story is that he became real popular in the rising ranks of the controversy of Gamergate, and he was kind of the champion on it. These journals, they get what's coming to them.
Yep.
And so far, he's remained one of the most elusive people on the internet. People just can't seem to dox him, no matter how much they hate or love him.
Yeah, you could just create another name, and people would still recognize that sarcastic voice.
Yeah. I mean, they did try to, I know of a certain internet group that tried to dox him, if you've heard of the Plate Gang.
The what gang?
The Plate Gang.
Vaguely, I only have a very limited knowledge
well,
of that.
They're also famous for doxing the crap out of most of the people on the kill stream because their main focus is doxing pedophiles on the internet.
And they think people like Ralph or Andy Warski are pedophiles.
No. The reason why they doxed Ralph and Andy Worski is because a lot of the Plate Gang members got screwed over by them.
Now, what's the
and they
plate?
do
What's
some
the
really
Plate
shady
Gang?
shit. A group of internet people that dox pedophiles.
Oh,
All you
okay.
really know about them.
Not really.
I mean, they're vigilante to the point where it's a little bit extremist, and they have a lot of bad eggs in them. I know that recently, a few months ago, they had a big schism in the group.
So, I mean, I'm certainly no fan of pedophiles. In fact, I once applied for a job with the OSBI as part of their anti-pedo task force. They ended up not having. Well, they were originally gonna have, I think, 5 slots, and I was gonna be slot number 4, and then they cut it down to 3 slots because of funding issues or something. And that would have been a really cool job, like actually getting paid by the government to go fuck with pedophiles. But what the
Trolling.
fuck is that thing? It's a morbid bone guard. I need to kill that.
I mean, I actually had this debate with one of the Plate Gang members. I even interviewed Zoom at one point. Not that I wanted to. It's just like I popped in the channel, talked to a couple of people, and then Zoom's like, "Hey, yo, dude, I heard you wanted to interview me or something." And I'm like, no, I just want to fucking shit. That's all. In any case, I actually had a little bit of a debate with him about the efficacy of, like, to what point is it ethically fine to dox a pedophile?
Oh, I shouldn't
Because
stand.
my main concern is that if you are going gun ho on the internet and just doing tactical autism, where you go and trace IP addresses of people, find their aliases on old forums with Wayback Machine, and try and infiltrate their Discord servers and get them to admit it through informants and whatnot. What if you get the wrong guy? What if
just ruin his life? You get too zealous.
Yeah, it's. So I admire them from a distance because they certainly, their absolute power corrupts absolutely, and they have been known to just dox people that get in their way. So I give them a very wide berth. But yeah, I did have this very debate with one of their members.
Anyway, this Mr. Medica guy has made some really entertaining shit over the years.
Oh yeah.
The whole Gamergate thing, there was like all sorts of other shit with the feminists and all this other stuff. But we're recording, and a lot of people wouldn't like that. But it was very funny from our opinion.
So I have a question. This is a practical question. I'm honestly interested in people's opinions on this. Do we how snarky do we want to make this channel? I mean, I don't think anything that we've said is particularly going to get us banned from the internet. And
well,
I'd say let's just keep it civil. Maybe an F-bomb 1 a minute, and leave the rest be. You're being a mother hen again.
No, I'm not talking about
just
being a
let
mother.
it organically flow, and you'll know from the analytics of your YouTube. There's no other way to really find out.
Well, I don't.
I'm gonna be honest,
I see what your main concern is, and I'm telling you the answer.
What my what my primary concern is that I don't. Originally I was thinking of keeping this, not having, not having the snarky or not having the. I was going to try and have the more controversial conversations, elsewhere. But maybe, honestly, maybe casually gaming is the perfect place for snarky, controversial conversations because nobody's.
I mean, I'm currently playing Stronghold.
Yeah.
But in any case,
I'm gonna be honest here. I think this idea of yours, while it is a good idea, it's in practical terms due to YouTube and the whole COVID thing and all this other crazy shit that's going on. I think it's kind of a doomed thing. That being said, it is entertaining.
Yeah,
and it's just a shame that not many people are going to be able to enjoy this because, well, too many people are going to get the sand in their vaginas.
Nah, look, all I can say to you, after you're done with the recording, think back of what has been said and pretend that you're on both sides of the political aisle, and then just give it a spicy rating. Have like a jalapeno emoji, and like 1 is for like.
Well, I mean, honestly, on a spicy scale of jalapeno to ghost pepper, this is probably only jalapenos. It's probably only a spiciness of 1, so it's not that
You know,
spicy.
keep it a rating from 1 to 5. 5 being like, okay, this is definitely going to upset someone.
Nuclear.
Guaranteed.
Maybe not nuclear.
I mean, well, I'm not gonna do like, it was a big dick move for like Joe Rogan to bring Alex Jones onto his show, onto his first show on Spotify.
And you know
like
what? I
that.
lost all respect for Joe Rogan because they whitewashed his channel when he moved over to iTunes.
They did
so
whitewash
many
it, yeah.
episodes. And that means he's a sellout. He's a shill.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm
He
not
bent the
entirely.
knee to the corporations, which means that he no longer has his right to say anything.
So I have a. Hey, Zarlene, are you still here? Or are you?
Oh, yeah.
You've been very quiet, and so I guess in
Feel
your
free
in
to
your
chip in.
in your
I've
in
been
your
very quiet. I'm just listening.
in
It's
your
all
in
very
your in your
interesting.
opinion, because you're kind of you're sort of the mother of the group. What? And I know that this probably is actually pretty tame by your standards. But what's your thought? Do we want to go for a little bit of spiciness? I mean, if we're sitting at a spicy level of 1 or 2 out of 5, that's not really. I don't think that's going to be too bad.
I don't know. That might help most people. And then like 3 to 5 is for people
Well-
who are thrill seekers. Who want to see how far are we willing to push this.
Well, I don't want to.
Yeah.
An audience
Well,
base
it
that you
depends on
can
your-
attract.
It depends on your friends, doesn't it? Who you actually invite to the channel.
Well, I guess
Um,
because from my
Like-
perspective, as I think about it, as long as nobody in the channel is getting pissed off at the conversation, then I don't really care what people talk about, within certain reason.
Well, very
no.
few things
and I
piss
can-
me off.
right, and I
because
can
I've heard
always.
it all.
That is probably true. And I could probably I probably shouldn't fight this guy. It's sort of a waste of time. But I could probably just I could always make the rule, if you're going to participate in one of these conversations, you've got to have your big boy, big girl britches on and understand that there's going to be some no, don't do the spinny stuff. People are going to say some snarky things, and we're going to have. I mean, like, if I were to get Ferg in here, Ferg's just going to say some shit just to say some shit, because that's what Ferg does.
Right.
May I?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen. If you actually decide to go ahead and post this, by all means. But I am very, very wary about, all the crazy shit people get up onto on the internet and everything that's going on. I don't really. If you want to post it like raw as it is, I'd rather maybe make this my only real appearance, just out of self-preservation. I mean, I don't really like to get involved in anything.
Well, how about
But
this?
if it
Let
was
me.
very, very tame, I might consider maybe 1 or 2 more appearances. That being said, it's, well, the belly of the beast we're in, so to speak. So, I don't know.
Well, maybe I ought to stop recording, and we should have a very blunt conversation about what. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake.
You've got a point there, Kami. It is a little bit hard if we're going to have a conversation here, and I'll point the elephant in the room. I'm kind of a stranger here.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
well, the commonality is, I think, everybody in this room trusts me for the most part, and I trust everybody in this room, and I probably should have had everybody get. I wasn't anticipating. What on earth is kicking the shit out of me so hard?
it's probably this thing right here. I stunned it for a moment.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I drank a potion. All right. Yeah, that hurt a little more than I thought it would hurt.
Same.
All right. Well, let's tell you what. I mean, this thing's been going on for about 2 hours. I'm going to stop the video. Thank you for watching, everybody. If we do post this on the internet, like and subscribe. I'll put my thank you screen on. Once again, don't be assholes to each other. We had a lot of people talking about a lot of different things, and everybody was very nice to each other, so thank you. And
this was rather organic, rather.
and this
than,
is
say,
a very organic format. It wasn't quite what I expected, but maybe this is a good format. So we're gonna call it as far as the recording, and maybe I'll post it, and maybe I won't, and we'll talk about what we want to do.
Okay.